you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with.
You will work so much freaking harder, bro, when you're around the right people because you want to get to that level.
They live a good life, find the right woman, get married, settle down, have a family, have a successful business or career, something that's fulfilling. Like our goal.
That gets me fired up. That gets me fired up, man. That's life.
Yeah, I want to make sure.
One day, on my knees, crying, saying, Father, please help me to find the right people.
It's an important message that, like, sometimes the real friends you have are not always going to tell you the things you want to hear. It's very important to look at who you're surrounding yourself with, because I think the issue with a lot of men out there, a lot of young men that maybe have found their purpose, that they're trying to improve themselves. Maybe they had a past they're not proud of. Maybe they've been, smoking weed, gooning all day, watching social media.
And we all have a past.
Yeah, we all
have a past.
We all absolutely have a past. And men that have been doing that for a while and want to take the reins over their lives, and they want to start getting serious about their relationship with God. They want to build that business or that career. They want to get in shape. They want to find that godly woman. They just want to lock in and build the life that they want. Jackson and I are both very aware of how brutal that process is. Yes. But one of the things that makes it brutal versus not brutal is the people that you surround yourself with and the content that you consume. At the end of the day, it's like the saying, you are what you eat. You are what you consume in every category, whether it's food, whether it's the content you consume online, like this content right now, whether it's the people you surround yourself with. Mm-hmm. A lot of times, if you want to know why you're having certain outputs in your life that you don't like, maybe it's a bad physique, maybe it's just anything, man. Anything.
It could be partying, it could be drinking, hanging out with the wrong crowd.
Yeah.
I think what John is saying is you are really only the average of the people you hang around. And I know, and I used to hear it, and it really weighed on me for a while. But I can't find anybody that has the same values as me, that wants to find a better life. I understand. Right? Yeah. I would say that you would too. Like we understand. And we are making these episodes to make sure that if somebody is in that position that we were, can hear this and know that there is dudes out there, bro, that are trying to make a better life for themselves. And we're on this journey too.
Right.
Like every day we are trying to figure this out. Those of you that don't know, John just turned 20.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to turn 19. We are very young. But we also know that there are guys that were where I was at last year that were yearning and yearning and yearning, not only for a relationship with Christ and how I can find, honestly, some happiness, but also to find good people that are gonna, I guess we'll go right into it. I saw a message by Joby Martin. Guy's great. Mark chapter 2. 4 men pick up a paralyzed man on each corners of the mat that he's on, and they carry him to Jesus.
Yeah.
You got to find those 4 men. You got to find 4 guys in your life that are going to be the dudes that pick your mat up when you're falling financially, in your relationships, in any aspect of your life. Mm-hmm. That are going to pick you up and they're going to carry you to Jesus Christ, man, and they're going to lift you up and be honest with you. And I'll go into, like, for me, that's John right now. One of my buddies. Like, dude, you're one of my best friends, bro.
Dude, you know what's so crazy? For me, that's Jackson. Who would have thought, bro?
Right? Yeah. Oh. But man, I mean, I'll be honest. The other day, I was me and my own mom were getting in a little bit, of a little bit of an argument. That was something that was going on in the house, and John was there. And after you looked at me, bro, and you go, I know where you're coming from, but you can't talk to your mom like that.
Yeah.
And right there, fellas, I was like, wow, that's a freaking friend, bro.
Yeah. No, obviously, like, there's a side note. There's a way to go about that too.
Yeah.
Like, I was obviously careful not to say that in front of his mom and, like, call him out and be rude about it. Like, there's obviously a way to pull somebody aside, but Yeah, I think it's an important message that like sometimes the real friends you have are not always going to tell you the things you want to hear. And that's something that like especially in our culture, we have this whole like feel good culture where like everyone's just obsessed with feeling good. Everybody's obsessed with feeling happy. And a lot of times, and I even see this a lot with Christian communities, people have this obsession with being nice. Like they think that you're supposed to be like agreeable, and the more you get along with people, that makes you as that makes people perceive you as a better person if you get along with people. I couldn't disagree more with that. Because if you read the Gospels and you look at Jesus, that dude did not get along with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And for good reason. Like there's a time and a place to validate someone, there's a time and a place to make someone feel good. But if someone you know is doing something that you think is going to be destructive, you got to be willing to call them out. Obviously, you have to do that in love. You have to do that from a place of like, I want the best for this person.
Mm.
And there's a certain way you kind of have to go about it. You know, you obviously do it privately. You do it with kindness, but correcting people when they're doing something wrong is something that's very uncomfortable for you and very uncomfortable for that person. But it's like going to the gym, despite the fact that it's momentarily uncomfortable, unless you're one of those freaks that's like, you know, like David Goggins that, you know,
run a half marathon every morning. Or something
yeah,
ridiculous.
or he's going to the end of a set and then all of a sudden he goes crazy and
Yeah.
starts pumping out like 10 more reps when he's one rep from failure. Like,
That is the mentality, though, fellas. That's it, man.
yeah, it's like it's one of those things that although it's painful in an instant, it's ultimately beneficial for you. And if you have friends that are not doing that for you, or if you're that friend where there are people around you that are making decisions that you think are ultimately destructive to them, and then you're just kind of like, well, I don't want to hurt their feelings.
Yeah.
Like you got to take a look in the mirror and be like, what's worse? Me having a tough conversation with somebody or them continuing to do something that's going to ruin their lives? And the best friends are the ones that do the same thing to you, that put you in check. Like I've had people close to me that put me in check when I'm doing something wrong or my ego's getting the better of me. And there are people that tell me like, that's not right. And then I wonder what would have happened if someone close to me had never had that conversation.
It is... Tough love is the best type of love that you can have for somebody, bro.
Yeah.
I remember... Man, when you meet my grandpa, man, you're going to love him. Seriously. He's the best. He's very laid back. Hopefully, if you're watching this, that he'll be on the show one day. But, you know, he would be very, very, he's always let me to do what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? Have my views on everything. And I just remember that there was one time, I'm not going to get into what exactly this was. I was just being an idiot. You know what I mean? I was being an idiot. I was lashing out. And this was before I had really found Christ. And I would lash out in anger and I would be mad.
Yeah.
And it would affect the other people around me. And I remember him looking at me and he goes, insert word here. You know, what are you doing? You know, you have to be better. This is not how you're supposed to be. And dude, that resonated with me so hard, bro. Like that is love. And to kind of go off here, guys, if you don't have those people in your life yet, if you haven't found those friends, it's all good. It's all good. Mm-hmm. I can give some input though. If you don't go to church, you can find a lot of really good dudes in church, man. Mm-hmm. That's how I met John.
And a lot of other people. Like it's not just the two of us. We'll probably have some other people on the show.
Matt,
we got a whole group of them that, you know, at some point we'll probably have a few of them talk, and a lot of them have very unique backgrounds, very unique testimonies. Like these people do exist.
Yeah.
And I think I will cover that in a moment. But what you said about like if you haven't found those people yet, don't worry. I think that's very important. Because I think people have this fear of being alone. I mean, of course, everybody has a fear of being alone at some level. And I know because there were periods in my life where I literally had no friends. I know some people are like, oh, I don't have any friends. I mean, I literally had nobody that I could talk to. Like, I'd check my phone after 8 hours, and there would be one notification, and it says, like, low power mode turned off, battery sufficiently charged, and I'd be happy about that. That's the first notification I got all day. I'm like, great, my phone's charged. I can take it with me, even though I don't go anywhere. And that's what my life was like for a while. But I've also been in situations before where I've been surrounded by groups of people. Like I've had 4 or 5 friends at a time that totally made me miserable. And I'm talking about the people, like, you ever have that one person that's like, they're like, oh, I didn't mean what I said earlier. I was just joking. And they say the most diabolical thing you could ever imagine. Yeah. And then they're always like, oh, it's just a joke. This is a joke, bro. I'm just kidding. And my old basketball coach, he put it really well. He said, there's a little bit of truth in every joke. So when someone makes a jab at you and they make fun of you for something, there's a little bit of truth in what they're saying. And over time, that little bit of truth turns, in other words, there is a genuine insult. Even if it's a little bit, even if it's a joke, someone makes fun of your physique, for example, and they say you're built like a toothpick. That could be intended as a joke, but if you are genuinely skinny, it's kind of just an insult.
But I guess like, there is that ultimatum of like, one of your boys looks at you like, dude, you got to put some muscle on.
Well, that's different.
You're a freaking toothpick.
Yeah, that's yeah, no, that's different.
That is a good thing. Like
I'm talking
that's
about,
a good thing.
Yeah, no, that is a good thing. I'm talking about the people that do it to make themselves feel better, as opposed to wanting what's best for you.
True.
The people that they're in a group of people, and in order to give them, I guess, and I hate to use this red pill term, but give them a better sense of status, and to get attention, they'll just start clowning on everybody else.
No, it's valid.
And they'll tear you down. I'm not talking about constructive criticism. I'm talking about the people, and if you're watching this, you may have several people like this in your life, especially if you're in high school or middle school, which is even worse. Like, that's the worst.
Middle school's a freaking battle.
Yeah, no, it's a war zone. It's like, there are some people out there that genuinely are miserable, and their only way of feeling some joy is to make other people miserable with them. Mm-hmm. Or to tear other people down to make themselves appear better. And sometimes it's a malicious thing. Sometimes people are doing it because, they want to tear you down to feel important. Other times, some people are just in degenerate lifestyles. Like, you might have friends that treat you well overall, and like you have good conversations with them, but they smoke, they drink, they hook up with girls, they do stuff that you should not be doing. And again, I've had friends like that before. And I've also had friends that are the types of people that tear you down. And a lot of times they're usually the same people. They're people that don't have a relationship with God, and they're trying to use everything they can to fill that void, whether it's any vice that they're engaged in, or it's validation from other people. Hence why they tear you down, so they can get validation because they made everybody laugh at your expense. I can tell you for a fact that those periods of my life where I've been lonely versus the periods of my life where I've had those types of friends, I would choose the lonely period any day of the week.
Because you feel more lonely when you are hanging around those types of people.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. If you're watching this and you're still watching these, you probably want to change your life a little bit. Mm-hmm. I respect you. We do. A lot. That's all we want to do. But if you're coming to a different path of life, you got to let go of those people.
Yeah.
I'm being honest. You got to let go of the boys that are going to go out and start drinking every Friday, get sloshed, can't have a good time without smoking a bit. Like, I've been there. I really have. I've been there myself. And I can tell you, it is not the way to go. Mm-hmm. And especially if you are in this position of wanting to get away from that, to step away from that life.
Yeah.
It is so hard to make that. It's like the fence. Devil owns a fence.
Yeah.
And it will pull you in, man. It will pull you in. And that does not mean you're still having love for your friends.
Yeah.
That is still, in my opinion, that is still love for your friends. It's more of a real love than being with these people that you don't want to interact in these activities. That's more of a love for yourself. That's more of a love for them. If you really care about them, maybe you can steer them the right way.
And I do want to add something about steering them the right way. I was going to mention this before. Obviously, if you care about your friends, you're going to want to influence them. But this is something that a lot of people get wrong, and I feel like this needs to be addressed. You're not responsible for anybody's life except your own. There are some people that you're going to be surrounding yourself with that you'll talk to them about, like, hey man, I'm going to the gym. Hey, I started going to church. You should come to church with me, man. And there are some, like, who knows? There might be someone that's like, you know what, man? I've been really going through it lately, and I think I really want to turn my life around. But you also have to be honest with yourself, because there are a lot of people, more often than not, that's not the case. More often than not, a lot of people are exactly where they want to be. Like, they are where they are because that's where they want to be. And you'll invite them to church and they'll laugh at you, right? Mm-hmm. They'll go one time and they'll start like making fun of you afterwards. They'll hear one message they don't like, or maybe you'll tell them that they should stop smoking weed, and they'll be like, "It's not addictive, man. I can quit anytime," and they'll come up with like a billion excuses. At the end of the day, yes, you should try to share the gospel. You should try to help improve your friends' lives, but there gets to be a certain point where you have to be honest with yourself and be like, is this person ready to change? Because you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And there's a certain point where if you are trying to help someone and they don't want to be helped, all they're going to do if you continue to constantly go out with them every Friday night is they're going to drag you back down, right? Yeah. There's a quote that I love. When a king goes into a circus, the circus doesn't become a palace, the king becomes a clown. Yeah. And that's what ends up happening. Because, like, I've had people that I've talked to before, and obviously you know that, like, as Christians, one of the things that we value is purity. We want to, you know, we want to be pure with the way that we speak, the way that we act, the way that we treat people. And so obviously, like, you want to stop cussing. You want to stop making dirty jokes as much as possible. You want to do, obviously you're not perfect, but you want to do everything you can to be like Christ. You want to be pure. And I want to be honest, there are some people that I even still hang out with. And obviously I hang out with them less and less as time goes on, because the few instances where I do hang out with them, I could be very close to God, and I could be behaving in the way that I want to behave. And then I spend I spend a couple hours talking to this person, and all of a sudden I'm cussing, I'm making degenerate jokes, I'm saying things I'm not supposed to say, I'm doing things I'm not supposed to do. And sometimes you got to be honest with yourself. Like, one of the biggest ways that you can determine if somebody is worth keeping around, how do you act when you're around that person? Or how do you feel pressured to act when you're around them? Mm-hmm. Because a good friend will pressure you to act better. Like, I'm not like a Nick addict, but if I was vaping, if I pulled out a vape, I could think of a couple people that I know personally that would probably be encouraging it, or they'd be totally cool with it. If I pulled out a vape in front of Jackson, he would freaking smack that thing out of my hand.
We were on the way. We were on the way to go to the gym.
Yeah.
And I'm driving. We're listening to some tunes.
And I like wiped my nose. I went like this, and he thought I was vaping.
Bro.
And the dude practically shouted at me.
Yeah, I was like, what are you doing, dog?
He was like, lock in!
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, I thought you were vaping.
Yeah.
Like, the right friend should make you want to become a better person. Mm-hmm. The right friend, because here's the thing, you're going to be pressured. Peer pressure is unavoidable. People say, like, oh, you shouldn't be around people that pressure you to act a certain way. That's BS. Everybody pressures you to act a certain way. It's hardwired into human nature.
It's literally human nature to adapt to your surroundings. Yeah.
Well, it's the tribe mentality, right? Yep. Because if you're in a tribe of people and you're trying to survive, the best way to ensure your survival and to improve your status is to be liked by the people around you. That's why if you have friends that are making fun of you all the time, it's because when they make fun of you in a group and they make everybody laugh, they get validation from that and they feel more accepted. And they have some deep-rooted insecurity. They probably don't have a solid relationship with God, and they need to fill that hole with validation. And unfortunately, they're going to use you to get it. But in the same way, like, everybody has a deep-rooted need for validation, and everybody just has a tendency to mimic the people they're around. That's why there's a saying, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? And
you are.
Yeah,
you are the average.
Yeah, and it's like, whether you like it or not, your behavior will be influenced by the people that you're around.
Yep.
So you should be around people that influence you to be better as opposed to people that influence you to be worse. Because what I just said there, there's two sides to that coin. Of course, we could talk all day long about how it's terrible to be around people that influence you to be worse. But in the same way, it's amazing to be around people that influence you to be better, because it's already hard to improve yourself. Getting in shape is hard. You know, building a business or advancing your career is hard. Maintaining a relationship with God and being consistent with that, especially with spiritual warfare.
And lifting up your values.
Yeah.
Lifting up your values, stepping away from things like porn. We'll get into this on this show. It's tough.
It is.
We get it. And it is a killer. It is a killer. And if you're watching this and if you're still watching it, I highly encourage you. Step away and see how you feel.
Yeah.
Step away and see how you feel. And I promise you, you'll feel like a new man.
Absolutely.
You will feel like a new man. You will walk like a new man. You will look at women differently. You'll feel 1,000% better. Your whole life honestly changes. Your whole life changes.
But then the worst part is, like, if you have friends that are talking about, yo, you know that baddie from high school, bro, I just cracked her last night. If you're hanging around with somebody like that and you're trying to quit porn, what do you think that's going to do to you? It's hard enough to get out of a bad habit. It's hard enough to get out of it. Like, why would you make it harder on yourself by hanging around those types of people? Whereas if you're hanging around somebody who's also quitting porn or somebody who's already quit, you're going to find that that person is actually going to make it easier for you to do something difficult.
Or just even has a respect for our women, man.
Yeah.
It's a respect thing.
Yeah.
And I guess what we're trying to really get at is it's up to you personally, just if you want to stay here, or you want to level up your life. Mm-hmm. And we are going to pretty much discuss these things without any filter. Exactly what we know and what we are still learning on are going to take us down, bro. We are a community. If you're watching this, we are a community. This is what we're trying to build, a community of strong young men and women who want to be better, who want to live a better life, live a stronger life. And your friends have a direct correlation to your success. A direct correlation. Mm-hmm. There isn't a but, if, or when, or how.
Yeah, and you're going to cope. I swear. If you are watching this and there's someone, I guarantee you, like, there's someone that popped into your head, you probably just came up with a million excuses as to why it's actually not that much of a bad thing to keep hanging out with this person. That's like stage number 1, right? Yeah. Like, if your brain just came up with like a million reasons why it's totally okay to be hanging out with this person, that person is probably not good for you. The fact that your brain has to cope that hard is proof that Jackson and I just struck a nerve. Like, we just, like, if someone popped into your head while listening to that message and you immediately thought, well, I mean, like, no, they're figuring themselves out. Yeah. You got to drop that person. And especially if you have tried to talk to them about what you're doing and they judge you for it, that's the worst thing.
And it doesn't have to be forever, man. It doesn't have to be forever, like, bro.
But at the same time, here's the other thing too. You're going to notice that, like, if you do step away for a while and especially if you get around other people and you're not lonely anymore, I almost guarantee you 9 times out of 10, you're not really even going to want to hang out with that person. Like, the people that I used to talk to, I haven't thought about them in years. And if I went to go speak to them again, I don't know if they've changed at all. If they're the same people they were back then, I wouldn't even, like, you ever meet someone and you're like, this isn't going to work. Like, you ever meet someone you're like, I am never going to get along with this person in my life. Even if they're like a cool person, you just have totally different values. And there are some people that you can't be friends with because your values and their values are so much different. Maybe they don't even have values to begin with and you do, and that's the difference. That, like, you wouldn't even enjoy talking with them. Eventually, as you grow, you start to sort of, I guess, outgrow your friends. There's a certain point where you have to outgrow your friends. But the problem is, if you're continuing to go out with them every weekend, if you're continuing to get stoned if you're continuing to try drugs, if you're continuing to try to like rizz up girls with the intention of getting laid on the first night, you're never going to you're never going to grow at all. You're not outgrowing anything because you're not going to be growing at all.
And you're never going to find the right woman.
Oh yeah.
You're never going to find the right woman. Why would God ever put the right woman or the right friends? I look at it this way. It's really dawning on me. If you're hanging out with the wrong friends, how is God going to put the right friends in your life? Because you're just going to mess it up. Mm-hmm. You're just going to mess it up. How is God going to put the right woman in your life when you're still watching porn?
Oh, yeah. It wouldn't be fair to that woman.
It would not be fair to that woman.
That's God's daughter. Would God give you... If you were a dad, would you be comfortable with your daughter dating a freaking gooner? And I'm not judging people because
we're not.
Because I totally understand. It's like, but at the end of the day, you have to outgrow the person you were yesterday. And if your friends are, if the reason that your friends like you and the reason you click so much with your friends is because of the person you were yesterday, you're not going to become that person anymore, which means that at some point there's going to be a clash. Your friends are probably, if you have friends that, again, that person that popped into your mind or that group of friends that popped into your mind when you heard this message, chances are they are going to try to pull you back because they like the old version of you that you don't want any part of anymore. So the only way to, and again, like I know everyone's in different stages. I'm probably not the best person to be giving life advice, but this is one part of my life that I really did kind of nail down at this young of an age, and Jackson's kind of the same thing. You're not going to outgrow your old self when the 5 people that you spend the most time with are people that are hell-bent on bringing that old self back. They're like a mirror to you. Exactly.
They are like a mirror.
They're the mirror of everything you don't want to be. You look at them and you see everything you don't want to be. And again, it's brutal to distance yourself. And I'm not saying you have to cut them out of your life entirely, but definitely distance yourself from them, because the more time you spend with those people, the more poison you're letting into your head. And ultimately the worse of a person that you're going to be. You can't, I think there's even is there a verse in the Bible, something like it's better to be alone than in a company of fools or something like that? Yes. I don't know if that was a famous quote or a Bible verse.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, it's like you just have to have an honest conversation with yourself and decide like, what is my life going to look like in 30 years? Is keeping this friendship with somebody that is not aligned with my values, is that friendship worth more to me than the type of life that I could build if I became the person I want to be? Yep. Because at some point you're going to have to choose. Yep. As that verse in Amos says, you can't walk side by side with somebody forever if you're going in different directions. Yep. Even if those directions are different or a little bit different, the farther you go down that trajectory, the farther apart you're going to become. And at some point you have to decide, do I want to stay close to this person, which means I'm going to have to change my direction, or do I want to chase what's important to me in life, whether that's building up your relationship with Christ, finding a godly woman, starting a family, just really living your dream lifestyle and going after the life you really want, as opposed to settling for the one that you have right now because you're afraid to let go of the people that you have right now. You just have to decide what's more important to you at the end of the day.
Here's the way to look at it. It's brutal, it's honest. Anybody that's in your life right now, say if I locked in fully for a good month and you can outgrow them by leaps in a month, you got to get that. You got to get out of that. Because the friends that you want to be hanging around, it's going to be hard for you to get ahead of them, bro, because they're working too. They're right there with it. They're growing, whatever they're trying to do, they're getting better every single day. But if you can look, okay, if I really locked in for a month, I'm going to be completely different to them. Mm-hmm. If that doesn't tell you, then I don't know what will.
Yeah. At the end of the day, a lot of times it's pretty much every aspect of like self-improvement. A lot of times you know what you need to do. It's just that a lot of times we kind of back out of doing it because we're afraid.
And God can help you through this.
Yeah.
God can help you through this. ultimately we talk about this is what you have to do. This is what you have to do. We're just people. You won't be able to. I don't think you'll be able to. You won't be able to put this stuff down. You won't be able to stop drinking. You won't be able to stop smoking. You won't be able to stop looking at porn. You won't be able to stop being a total G-gen until you decide, God, I cannot do this by myself. I'm a broken man. I'm a sinner. I need help. When you do that, your life is changed.
Yeah.
Your life is changed.
Yeah.
Literally. There is no end. Your life will change.
Yeah. And that's...
Please do that.
Yeah.
Please.
And the other thing I wanted to kind of address too, first of all, like I said before, if you're worried about being lonely, I've been in both camps. I've been in the camp where I'm hanging around people that just make me miserable. And then I've been in the camp where I've hung around people where I've hung around nobody. Like I've been in friendships and friend groups where people would constantly disrespect me. People would tear me down. People would try to make fun of me for the way that I lived, like waiting until marriage, for example. That's been a huge sticking point that I've been bullied for since I was a freaking, since I hit puberty, basically. I had all my other friends that were just ragging on me for that. And like I said, I've had those types of friends. And then I've also been in situations where I've had no friends at all. I can assure you that having no friends at all is significantly better because for two reasons. Number one, it's like having no influence on your life versus a negative influence. Like your life kind of stays the same as opposed to getting worse. But on the other end, there's this weird comfort in having people around you. There's this safety in numbers that we're wired to chase. But that's what makes it so destructive because it's slowly killing you. It's like eating away at you from the inside out. And it's like this cancer that just continues to grow and just suck the life out of you, but you also can't stop. It's like a drug that's slowly killing you. And it's better to just, as painful as it is to quit any kind of drug, bad friends are like a drug. It's just like any bad habit. It's like junk food, it's like porn, it's like literal drugs. It's one of those things that's very uncomfortable to get rid of. And being without it makes you scared. It makes you feel isolated. And you'll probably have to go through that for a year or two. Like it's kind of part of the process.
Season. It's a season.
But I can tell you that the rewards on the other side of that are so much better than the rewards of staying in a toxic group of friends that or even a group of friends that make you feel good and they don't intentionally tear you down. But they just don't have the same values and they're on a totally different trajectory in life. And frankly, that trajectory is down, right?
Yeah, it's down.
Yeah.
It is down. And the ones that will get ahead in this life are the ones that decide that they're going to make a change. Mm-hmm. We can look at somebody from we are now. Right? I'm not quite 20. You are though. Let's look at the ones that are going to stay where they're at right now. And when we're 40, we can look down and we can audit everybody's lives. Mm-hmm. And the ones that are going to be ahead are the ones that decided to change who they were hanging out with. They're going to decide to change how they thought about Christ. Mm-hmm. Some people accept it, some people don't. The ones that accept it usually tend to have a lot better lives than the ones that don't. That is truth.
Yeah. And Christ in particular.
Yeah.
Because even if you're religious, and even if you're following another God, there's only one that can truly bring you peace. There's only one that can truly bring you into a relationship with God.
And that's Jesus Christ. That is Jesus Christ.
Because no matter what, your sin is going to separate you. And if you're following legalism, and I can even tell you, even from experience, religion is also kind of a crutch. Like, if you're just trying to follow rules and you are trying to force yourself to be better in the sight of God, it's never going to work. You're not going to be able to fix yourself because there is a Christ-shaped hole in everybody's heart, right? We were meant to be in a relationship with God, and Christ is the only one that can reunite you with your Creator. And if you try to do it on your own, it's not going to work.
And fellas, please, we are portraying this message because we were right there, right there on the other end of this, and I could almost get emotional thinking about if I could hear a little bit of truth in that time, or if I had somebody that just Took my hands, bro. Like, take my shoulders and lock in, dude. This is life. This is truth, bro. This is how you live a good life. Audit yourself so that you can audit your whole perspective on everything. Mm-hmm. And when you look at yourself in a year, 2 years, even a month, and you go, yeah, that was not who I'm supposed to be. That is the biggest blessing that you will ever have for yourself. It is a gift to yourself to realize this is what I'm doing. How can I improve? This is who I'm hanging out with. How can I get away from this? If you're in a season of a period of being alone, you're better off alone. You're better off alone because you're not alone. If anything, I wanted to touch on this. You're watching this, hit us up.
Yeah.
Literally, we would love to talk to you. This is what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
We're trying to help young men. We're trying to create a community. If you're listening to this, you're like, I don't have anybody. Bro, text me your number. I will personally give you a call. Me and John will personally get on a call with you. This is what we're trying to do this for.
This is a limited time offer, though, because in case the podcast does blow up, we won't be able to do this with everybody.
we'll have little freaking guys in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have a whole, like, AI messaging
limited
system.
time offer. That's crazy. No, but really, though, seriously, like, just hit us up. We love to talk.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too. And I was going to touch on this as well. Yes, it's like, obviously the big question is like, where do I meet these types of people? That's like the biggest thing that I wanted to know.
Let's get into that.
Obviously, church is like a great place to start. That's like level 0. If you're not going to church, then you can't complain about not having godly friends. But then sometimes, like even the church you're going to, maybe it's all old people. You can try to go to a different church. Honestly, I think it's better to go to a couple different churches that preach something that you resonate with, but also have people your age you can talk to. In our case, our church has a young adults group, which is amazing. Not every church has that.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Yeah.
It is a really big blessing.
But even online communities, and not just us, there are content creators out there that have similar messages to what we preach. And they have communities you can join. They have people you can talk to. There are online communities I've been a part of. And I know people say like, oh, it's better to have in-person friends than online friends. Yes, if your in-person friends are not losers. Like, yeah, it's like, it is. I can tell you it's better to be alone than have a group of friends that drag you down. So by default, it's much better to have online friends before you have a group of people in person that that drag you down in life. And I can say that from experience because I have gone through that phase of having friends that I did not resonate with, to being alone, to having online friends, which eventually I came to not resonate with once I was, getting more serious about my journey, and then having online friends that I could resonate with, and then having in-person friends. And I can tell you that every single part of this was an improvement.
Yeah.
Like except the parts where I had friends that were not aligned with me.
And if you are the friend, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, you're good, man. Go ahead.
If you are the friend that we are warning the guys about, if you are that guy, bro, it's all good. Because Christ can make what is broken, just like he did in my life. Just like he did in my life.
Yeah.
I have been that friend. I have been that friend. Not on this level that we're talking about, but I've been right in that group doing the wrong things. It was a period of my life that had to happen. If you're in that period, it's a blessing. Now get out of it. Now you know exactly what not to be around, what not to do. And if you are that guy that people warn about, it's all good. Christ can make new what is broken. That is a promise. And if you need any help at all, just shoot us a DM.
Absolutely.
We love to help you.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't have put it better myself. That's real right there.
This is why we're doing this. This is why we are sitting here in front of a camera talking.
And there are people like this all over the world. Like, you don't realize this. And I like some of my online friends, what I didn't mention is these people come from all over the world. These people come from the U.S., all different parts of the U.S., whether it's the Northeast, freaking Texas, California, every single corner of the country. People that are from Europe, from Arab nations, people that are from India, like literally all over the
From
world.
Raymond, New Hampshire,
On the middle of nowhere.
on Mars.
Yeah, like
Oh, I love it.
there are people that are like us everywhere. There are people that want to turn away from porn, turn away from degenerate content online, turn away from cheap dopamine, clean up their health, clean up their physique, improve, like develop their relationship with Christ, be the person that Christ wants them to be, and ultimately live a good life, find the right woman, get married, settle down, have a family, have a successful business or a career, something that's fulfilling and gives you the ability to provide for the people around you. That's ultimately like our goal.
That gets me fired up. That gets me fired up, man. That's life.
That's ultimately our goal in life. And the thing is, there are so many people that have the same goal. Maybe not that many in this generation, but there are still quite a few of them out there.
Absolutely.
And it's like, that's also the reason we make this podcast, because as time goes on, I know that more people are going to be following it because there are more people that kind of silently resonate with it. But they're afraid, especially with the people they hang around, that it's going to be a very unpopular message.
Right.
And that's why, again, that's why we do what we do. But at the same time, it should be some encouragement if you're watching this. Like, you're not alone. There are a lot of people that want the same things. Even if it's just a few things on that list that I mentioned, maybe 2 or 3 things. There are people out there that want the same things as you. And they are out there. Whether you have to meet them in person or meet them online, I can tell, or even meet nobody at all, and just be alone with God for a period of time until the right person comes in. All of those things, speaking from experience, are better than hanging around people that are a drain on your life and will keep you stuck in the same identity that you don't want to carry anymore.
Mm-hmm. And if anything, worst case of worse, bro, you got us.
That's true.
I feel convicted to say that. Like,
yeah,
we really, when we started this, it was from the beginning, was, man, what if just one guy gave us a call and was like, bro, I felt so alone in how I felt. Thank you for helping me out.
We already got that guy after our first episode. Shout out to that guy on TikTok, whatever his name was. But
yeah,
we already got
very vague.
Yeah, very vague, but we got a comment like that. Along with a bunch of other comments that were not so friendly, but
I love it though.
I do too.
We love it, guys.
Because if people don't hate you, you're doing something wrong. And that's the thing too, like especially in your group of friends, if you are hanging around a group of friends that objectively speaking are degens and they are totally cool with what you're doing, either you are hanging around the most chill people on earth, which I highly doubt.
They're baked.
Because
yeah.
No, but even those people, like, chances are those people are not going to like you. Don't take that as a sign that you need to stop doing what you're doing. Take that as a sign that you need to stop hanging around the people you're hanging around.
It's about a frame switch, bro.
Yeah.
It's about how you frame everything.
Yeah.
It's good. So we love the hate.
Yeah.
We love it.
That's the thing. And that's like, going back to the friends thing, and this is probably one of the biggest points I want to nail home. If you talk to one of your friends, hey man, I've been going to church recently. I felt so connected to God, man. You should try coming to church with me. Like, hey man, I've been going to the gym recently. Like, I can already tell I'm looking a little bit better. I just cut out all the junk food. I decided to stop smoking weed because it was like sapping my energy. Bro, you got to lock in with me. And they laugh at you. Guess what? I got bad news for you, man. They're not your friend.
They're not your friend.
You called, I'm worried that my friends aren't going to like me. Are they your friends? If that's the way that they react to you improving your life? Anyone who's truly your friend wants to see you win. And if somebody wants to see you remain a loser, that person is probably more concerned with keeping you, with making themselves feel better. And my dad always gave me the analogy of balcony people versus basement people. So basement people are people, picture a basement of a house. They're underground and they're trying to drag you down with you. Balcony people, like imagine you're trying to climb the outside of a building, right? The basement people are the ones saying, no, come down here with us. You don't need to climb that building. Come on. They try to drag you down. The balcony people are the ones that are above you or at the same level that are cheering you on, saying, come on, you got it, keep going. Like, if somebody is trying to drag you down into habits or a lifestyle that's not going to give you the future that you want, that person is probably not your friend. Even if you get along, even if you guys are chopping it up and you have the funniest conversations and they make you laugh all the time and you have good times and you feel good when you're with them, you should be less concerned with how good you feel when you're with them and more concerned with how you feel after or how you act when you're with them. What do they make you want to do? If they make you want to do things that are out of character with the type of man that you want to be, that person's probably not a good friend.
I completely agree.
And that, yeah, and again, that's like,
Well said.
You're better off being alone. You're better off spending a couple years on your own before you find people that are better. I can tell you from experience, it's worth it.
And it won't be a couple years.
It probably won't.
It won't be. It won't be. It won't be.
Yeah.
I used to think that I would never. It would just be few and far between. But I remember so vividly, bro. Like, honestly, dude, I don't think I've ever said this to you, bro. I remember vividly one day on my knees crying, saying, Father, please help me to find the right people. Help me to find people that are going to lift me up, that are going to put me in a better position. Because if I cannot have this, then I'm better off alone. And if I am going to be alone, then that's okay. But if you are going to put some people in my life, help them to be the guys that are going to carry my mat and bring me to Jesus.
Yeah.
Or guys are going to pick up my mat when I'm down, when I'm not doing the right things, and be like, dude, come on. The guys that it's going to be hard for me to even try to level them up because they're grinding so freaking hard. I'm like, dude, dang, it's hard for me to catch up. Those are the people that you want to be around. That's it. Like, that's it. Mm-hmm. That's what you want to be around. You want to be, if you are the highest guy in your friend circle all the time, if you are the leaps ahead of everybody in your friend circle.
Let me clarify. Not high in that sense. Yeah. I want to make sure. Yeah. I want to make sure we're talking.
Maybe you are the highest guy in your friend group right now.
Yeah. And then, in which case you need to lock in.
Yeah.
Maybe you're the friend that needs to hear this message.
Yeah.
Maybe you're the one that.
Maybe you're baked watching this right now. But if you are always the guy that is the best in the group, you're always the guy by leaps. Mm-hmm. You got to find some new people. You got to be looking for people like, oh my gosh, I want to get where he's at. Not out of jealousy, not out of envy, but out of
peer pressure.
A pursuit to be better. And you can almost use this to your advantage. Our psychology, how we are built to get into the crowd.
Yeah.
You will work so much freaking harder, bro, when you are around the right people because you want to get to that level.
Yeah.
And when you are already up there sitting, you're already the big dog or whatever. You're not growing. Mm. And if you find the right friends, it is always going to be about us like, dude, I don't know if somebody's going to get leaps ahead of me. And if they are, then you better get up and start working. Mm-hmm. So.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, I guess if we weren't clear in our message today, find those guys on your mat who are going to carry your freaking mat, bro. And it's okay if you haven't found them yet. Mm-hmm. It's a blessing that you know. It is a blessing that you know that you're in the wrong position. And it's a blessing that you know that you need to find new people.
Yeah.
You are far ahead than most if you are already there.
If you're watching this right now, if you sat through, how many minutes have we been at this?
I'd say probably 40, maybe an hour.
Probably not.
For one, your brain's not fried too bad.
Yeah, yeah. Like if you can sit through something this long, two dudes talking about improving your life and developing your relationship with Christ, chances are you're probably leaps ahead of most people.
Literally, you are.
And
don't forget it either.
Because the average person doesn't watch stuff like this.
No.
The average person is not watching content like this at all.
No. And we make those reels too. Of course, we want people to watch our show. But they're also not like brain rot. So I guess you're leaps ahead. You have an attention span of a freaking G, bro. So we appreciate you listening. We appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
We hope that if anything that we struck a chord with you. And I cannot stress it enough. DM us, message us on Instagram at The Pursuit of Purpose Show, or at The Purpose Show, sorry. or just anyway, TikTok, Instagram. We will be starting a Facebook soon. We will be starting probably an X soon. It's so weird to say it. It's ridiculous.
Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter. We'll be starting a Twitter soon. And just feel free to hit us up anytime. Seriously, I mean that.
100%.
So this has been I guess this is the second episode. Signing off. We're gonna have episodes weekly. So uploads every Saturday. And it's gonna be kind of a lot like this. We're gonna have some guests on.
Yeah.
We're gonna have some really good testimonies. People talking about how they found Christ.
In the worst situations.
In the freaking worst situations, bro. And if
you think you've been in the trenches, like, you're going to hear some stories that will probably top it.
Yep. Which is good. Because if they were broken people and they were in bad positions and they are some people that I look up to that are going to carry my mat, wow. Come on, man. Come on. Christ heals, man. Love you guys.